Okay, looks like the video has kind of started. Okay, just give me a second. I'm going to share this with some groups and then we will proceed. Again, hoping for many things. Just some quick feedback. We did have storm signal number 3 a while ago. It's a lot calmer now, but power is an issue. I'm hoping that the power doesn't cut out during the stream at least. Also, my other main concern is I have no idea what I'm getting myself into here. It says it's a mixed up Premier draft. It doesn't specific, and the way it's worded, it doesn't sound like they just mixed everything. That would be basically a disaster. But they don't exactly say how it's mixed up either. That is part of my concern. I'm tempted to watch. I'm so tempted to watch a video earlier, but you know what? Let's just get into this unknown and we'll see what happens. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to be doing Magic 30 mixed up Premier draft because I cannot afford to go to Vegas. Well, let's be honest, traveling Vegas not exactly. Hey, at least we got ourselves a nice we got ourselves some really nice sleeves. That's a nice, but it does encourage you to do this even as a one-off. Hey, Jericho Ilagan, good evening to you too. How are you over there? Are you safe? Are you safe where you are? Hoping everyone's doing all right, especially mga kababayan ko dito sa Pinas. And I'm equally concerned now that this is what I'm getting. Power is still fine, so it can't be my fault here. Yeah, your area is good. Okay, good to hear. Continue to stay safe. From what I heard, we are slated for about another week or so of this. Well, not this particular storm, but I think they're all lined up. Okay, this is bad. I'm now waiting on for the server. Is it gonna tell me that I'm gonna? Oh my gosh! And the draft technically started, so. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! What gives? You know what? I'm gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna close this and do this again. Hopefully hopefully my first pick is good. Whatever it may be, but it will mean I have zero idea of what I'm getting into now. It's also possible that okay, come on. Try to get me back in ASAP, please. Otherwise, it's either get me back in ASAP or boot me out and start me in another draft. I'm okay with either way. But if that one really sucked. Okay, still waiting for a server. That does not look good. I'm going to get a crap deck, am I? Well, not too bad. I start off with a reality chip, and it looks like it's one rare treat. Okay, at least it looks like the packs are relatively fine. Definitely not taking Tashar. Have no idea what to take now. Okay, fine. I'll take Tashar only because I don't have time. At least the game decided to give me a reality chip, so that's a nice bonus. And okay, are we in white-blue historic? Well, not quite. We ran out of historic cards. There's a Voltaic Servant, but I'm not running that. Essence Capture. Do I want to do the double blue? Not quite. I would rather run Call the Cavalry in this case. It's a common, but what else am I gonna run? Nothing else here looks great. No removal per se. At least the game is kind enough to give me a rare. Yeah. So I can't complain too much about that. But man, that one really. I'm probably just gonna report this. I'm definitely not expecting any compensation. I'm just gonna give an FYI. Also, it might not have just affected me. It looks like it might have affected some. Well, it's either that or It's taking forever to read cards, which is going to be a reality with these mix-up drafts. It's not... I can't even memorize every card nowadays. So, if we're going for removal, it's Tamiyo's Completion. Starcrown Stag, if I want to stick to white, it's fine. There's a Meandering River. Nav Compass also kind of counts. I think I'm going to take the removal though. Flourishing Fox, I don't think we're going to get a cycling deck here, so that's out. Gilded Pinions, again, you have to remember, historic is artifacts, legendaries, and sagas, so that's basically the Wedding Invitation, not so great. Gilded Pinions, not so much. I think I will take either the Wind Mage or the Cloud Reader Sphinx. Usually the Sphinx is the correct card to take here. Helica Glider also looks like a good pick. Oh wait, there's also a Network Disruptor that is... This is an artifact. It does count for Teshar. Am I that... But usually you want to follow this up with ninjutsu or something. I think I'm more likely to just take the Helica Glider. We'll see what rotate comes back around. If I have to choose between Reproach and Quench, generally, I think I'm going to be more main blue, so... But counter spells are generally not that great. Neither is this. I'll play what I know. I'll take the removal. There's a very good chance Quench comes back. Hey, Philip! Philip, how are you doing? This is... I would say it's even... No, it's not necessarily worse than Cube. Well, it's got 2 or more multicolored permanents. We'll be on the lookout for these. It's probably better than Totally Lost is... No, I'll take this one. Okay, so this is the mixed up Premier draft. It's kind of like Cube, except it does follow the regular convention, so you still get 1 rare or mythic, 3 uncommons, 15, then the rest are commons. It still follows that one. I'm tempted to take Arcane Flight, but we're definitely taking the Braincomber here. Definitely taking the Guild Gate. And let's see, Essence Capture came back. Planar Incision is more responsible. There's a Swiftwater Cliffs that we might want to go for a splash, which is probably... Well, well, from the cards I saw on red, I was not too incentivized. It's also very hard to prepare because you have no idea what to expect. You're literally drafting on the fly. It's like you really have to decide what the best card is at the time and what you're probably giving to other people. So this is actually a lot more intense than, say, a Cube draft where at least you know what the cards are. Here you have to assume that every card is available. Like a while ago there was a Flourishing Fox, probably gonna, and I don't necessarily see a cycling deck happening. So anyway, let's do a reality check. 2 artifacts. No legendaries, no sagas. We did get... There's a Syncopate, but we probably want to take the Meandering River as well. It's a shame none of these gain me life, but hey, lands are lands. So we are at least solid on the white-blue part here. Yeah, you're doing alright. That's great to hear. Yeah, this is... It's a Premier Cube draft. You actually get to keep all the cards. Yeah, here's the Flourishing Fox. Do I want this as a 1/1 cycler? I might actually rather just take the Gilded Pinions, as bad as it is. Yeah, we'll take the Pinions. There's a Turtle. We'll take the Network Disruptor. That's another artifact. Skyclave. So as you can see, here's our 1 rare. I'm probably not taking that. Eras, no. Power of Persuasion. This was actually one of the worst dice rolling cards. But nothing else looks great here. I guess Water Trap Weaver is actually quite good here. Yeah, I'm not persuaded. I'm taking the Water Trap Weaver. It does buy us quite a bit of tempo. So we got Emissary of Sunrise. When it enters the battlefield, it explores, which is quite good. There's also a Storm Sculptor. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand, and it can't be blocked. So this is also another interesting combat creature. This might come back. This one not so necessarily, but this is 3 mana, 2/3/2. This is actually a bit underwhelming. Yeah. We'll take the Storm Sculptor here. I could also take Whisper Agent. That one looks quite good as well. So also Scuttling Butler. We kind of want a few more multicolored permanents. Right now we literally just have one, so this one doesn't. So this one's not quite good enough. Yeah, looking like a very interesting. Yeah, when everything is on the table, what do we have to play with? Also, for those who are tuning in, I did not decide. The reality chip chose me. Basically, what happened was I got the dreaded waiting for the server message. There's a Whirler Virtuoso. Okay, now I wish I got some of the energy back. There's also another Storm Sculptor. At least this nets me an extra creature, but I will have to go into red, which is not by itself not bad. I'll speculate on this because I don't see anything else being good here. Now I wish I took that blue-red land earlier. But that can't be helped. We have to also speculate on a few things because the power level is probably going to be all over the place. Well, definitely take. There is no good reason to not take this. Well, I guess if there's if the Inspiring Overseer was in the same pack, that would be a good reason not to take this. Renegade Rallier would also be interesting, but not that many twos. Yeah, we're definitely taking this. So we're actually having an interesting combo with Storm Sculptor. We're gonna try to see if we can get any other cards that blink. Also note, we haven't seen any cards from Modern Horizons or any of the historic only stuff. Well, so Roiling Vortex. We have the full set of this. Watcher in the Mist will help us. Will keep us up here. Transcendent Envoy. We don't have that many auras. In fact, our removal suite is quite low. Heliod's Pilgrim doesn't tutor for anything right now, but we could speculate. Solendi Vision's fine. I think we just solidify our 3/4s, but our 3/4 flyers. We could go into that, but we now have to make sure that we have a lower we have some power on the lower end as well. Yeah, this is. Oh, I could take. Let's see. I'm taking the rare because I'm taking the rare. None of these are quite exciting. This is probably the safe pick, but well, let's live a little. Let's take a rare. And who knows? We might actually. Who knows what we might open into? There's another Risen Riptide, but we barely have any kicker. Crush Contraband. I think the Prying Blade might actually be the safest pick here. Do I want to run it? Not really. We can also try to speculate on red. Like we could just take this Unfriendly Fire. See if there's any room for red, because right now we're getting a lot of red here. It's like I could just take 5. Okay, white or blue. I do like Fry. Cleansing Wildfire, Command the Storm. At least if we take this and run these, we know that we just need to hit our splash really late. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, you may pay 1. Actually, now we can take the Era of Innovation here. we might get an interesting with enough artifacts. So Gilded Pinions goes in. We did not take the Prying Blade though. Maybe it'll come back. We'll see. Pyroclastic Hellion. I'll take a Pressure Point. Yeah, our deck is a little bit all over. Well, at least we have a solid set of creatures. Pouncing Lynx, Spell Shield, Shell Shield. 0/3 Hexproof. I think I want another Storm Sculptor though. Now the return a creature could come back to bite us. But we are kind of going for a Blink style deck, so we need to... Yeah, Gravitic Punch is not the kind of card we're looking for. Unfriendly Fire hits any... We'll take the Solemnity Vision. That will take up one of our... That takes one of our land slots perfectly fine. So we need to find a way to splash. We need to have a way to splash red as an option. Hey, finally completed my fire. Finally completed that part. Oh wow. We definitely have to take Sparring Regimen here. Is there anything else good? Not really. Oketra's Name, no. Yeah, Sparring Regiment's perfect. Your creatures just keep growing, and we do have a certain certain creatures that are really good with this. Now we do want to shore up our 2 and 3 slot in creatures, so let's see. Also sanity check. Only 3 artifacts. Showdown of the Skulls. Oh wow, this is... Oh wow, and there's also an elemental summoning. This probably comes back. Fires of Victory. I will take the Showdown just to... Because if I want to have the option to splash red, but now we need to have draft the lands to make it work. If we can get that, I'm automatically putting these 3 cards in. And the Virtuoso, and maybe even Era. We don't have that many artifacts, but... Also, this is a bit awkward. You do have to pay 1. So let's say I go Era of Innovation, Whirler Virtuoso, so next turn. I have to wait a turn if I want to benefit from that. Okay, the safe pick is Organ Hoarder. Our removal is quite light anyway. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to shift. We're gonna cut the... Yeah, because that's also Saga. That also triggers it. So Era is an option, but not necessarily. Gilded Pinions is probably a more realistic option here. But now we're on the lookout for... Yeah, we definitely have to take the Evolving Wilds. None of these other creatures are that great. Let's see. Volatile Fort also helps us, but there's also a Scorching Dragonfire. We're gonna have to take the Fort this time though. Also, we're passing on some good creatures as well. So we're 13 and 8. We know our red is our splash color. We should stop picking red cards unless they're really good at this point, but at least we have options here. We can... Also, the Scuttling Butler is probably one of our weakest 3-drops. We definitely want to cut this if possible. Okay, let's see. What's up? Another Ford? Well, let's see. It's better than Wishful Merfolk. Raven Wings. There's the Ice Shaper. Prize Griffin gives us a 3/4, but we kind of want to make blue our main color here, so we're probably going to start cutting some of our white cards here. Probably also cut the Butler, I think. Well, we could still make room for the Butler, but yeah. Frost Breath, very good. Mistcloak Herald's fine. Quantrix Pledge Mage. It's technically a mono blue card. Yeah, we'll take it. It's technically just a mono blue card. And we have, well, not that many instants and sorceries. It's like 5. But we'll give ourselves that option at least. But between the two forts and the Evolving Wilds, I'm already happy with our mana. Definitely want to go main blue as much as possible. Do we have Rousing Reed, Sea Red, Key to Amplifier? Could take the Amplifier. Okay, fine, but I'm not too happy with it. No. Okay, none of these are great at all. We probably have to take the Tide Pool Turtle here. Yeah, it's a 4 drop. I think we do have to run the Pledge Mage. Oh, we did get the Elemental summoning, so that's something we can go for with Sparring Regimen. Turret Ogre is starting to look good. I probably still want to stay blue-white. Now, white is actually now looking like the splash color. No, I think I want to stay blue-white. And Doomscar you can just foretell, so it's actually not too bad. Crash through the snow-covered mountain. I could take the snow-covered mountain, but yeah, we got Frost Breath in, so we actually have quite a few options here. Now we just need to decide how do we want to build this deck. I'm already regretting taking that Rousing. Okay, so first let's fix our mana base. So we're definitely main blue. And it's from the looks of it, we're blue-white splashing red. We can also pivot to blue-red splashing white. But most of our middle play is white, so we probably still want to stay that. I guess we can take the Doomscar Titan, so... Yeah, we're actually split 3 colors here. This is not looking great. Let's do a... I probably don't want to cut out any more instants and sorceries, though. Yeah, this is supposed to be our splash color. We're going to cut a mountain. This is most likely going to be Foretold. I could also just run D2 Amplifier instead. I could also run I probably should just run Gilded Pinions. This generates a treasure token. Frost Breath buys us quite a bit of time. That also works. Really wish we had more 2-drops. I probably could have drafted along those lines, but I did not. Creature count 15 and 9. That's about right. Yeah, but the important thing here is we need to be able to bounce back our good creatures. That's why Planar Incision's there. The 2 Storm Sculptors are there. Teshar to buy back these guys if it gets to that. Yeah, so Typo Turtle's bad. I guess we run it like this. We know that our late game is... I feel like I should adjust my mana. Like 5, 6, 7, 8, okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that feels a bit light. I think we do a 4, 4. Because our white is just one white. All our white cards are 1 white anyway, so we should be fine with this. And to think this all started with us not actually taking our first pick. Again, reminder, the game decided to crap out on us. If this was a cube draft, a real cube draft, I would really be annoyed because, yeah, I got a rare, but half of the cards would probably be rare also. At least the mix-up draft, it still follows convention, so the power level is a bit more flat. This is not really keepable. We have our mana, but we can't even play the Storm Sculptor. Okay, now I wish I did not mulligan. Game hates me. Let's mulligan one more. Okay, we're definitely keeping this one. We need to keep our 3 drops, so yeah, these 2 sadly have to go. Maybe I should have kept that first hand though. So we did bin one of our big flyers and one of our removal spells. So you definitely want to run the second island. Shield of the Realm. If a source would deal damage, prevent it. So this is gonna be super annoying. No instants and sorceries yet, so we might as well play the reality chip. Oh, next card is Sparring Regiment. Where's the land? And this is one to equip, so yeah, this combo is gonna be so annoying. We could just block it we can technically block it ad infinitum now. Okay, now this is also bad, Light Up the Night, so I need to actually do X equals 4. Actually X equals 3. But if it keeps getting bigger, it starts getting worse. Anyway, let's cast the Pledge Mage. We might also just target anything but the Ingenious Smith. Prying Blade. Okay, so we're gonna have to let that through. Our opponent already triggered it, so the treasure token is kind of moot. Yeah, fortunately our mana is not cooperating. Yeah, this prevents 2 damage, so if our opponent keeps generating treasure tokens, thankfully this is damage to a player. I already played the land anyway, so no point equipping reality chip. We can actually actually, now that we have the Pledge Mage as well, we probably should put back the that 4-1. Oh, come on! Now I need to deal 7 damage? And this now has Vigilance as well. This guy... Actually, no, we can still take 1 hit. Or not, I forgot. Unbelievable. No, actually, no, we're not gonna swing at all. We need to keep chump blocking until we can take out the Smith. Oh, come on. Is this how we're gonna lose? Because of, well, we did mull to 5, so I can always blame that. So we need to chump block ad infinitum. We also don't quite have Spectral Steel. Okay, we might have to... We can chump block this, mass block this. At least the nice thing is that we do have 1 card we can tutor up with Sparring Regiment, so that's always solid. Well, we lose the... At least we set up the reality. At least the reality ship was set aside, so we don't lose that quite right away. Yeah, but we're gonna have to concede this one. That mull down to 5 was really brutal. I'm already thinking I should probably cut even more white cards at this point. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll cut a few more white cards as well. We'll really try to slim it down so that mana does not become an issue. So with that in mind, G2 Amplifier comes in. Fire Shrine Keeper, not Contentious Plan is fine, I guess. Scuttling Butler comes in. So we probably cut the Helica Glider, Call the Cavalry. So what do we have that triggers off instants and sorceries? Why was I so concerned about that? Quandrix Pledge Mage. We don't need that many triggers. We have a mini combo. I can just name Artificer, and so Era of Innovation always keeps ticking. But that's probably too cute. So let's do a land suggested list. Let's cut one of these. Let's do a sanity check. We have 6, so 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's much better. I still want to cut one more. I still want to cut one more white card. I think we're fine. Not so sure. I would definitely love to do this again though. Oh yeah, I probably missed the notification, but many thanks Joseph for liking and sharing the video. Oh, just 20 minutes ago. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I missed that one. What gives it? It didn't notify me on the feed. I think what's happening is, depending on where it's being liked, it doesn't notify. It does or does not notify in your feed. Like, this is so weird. Well, I can't complain about the mana anymore, and we do have the solid combo here. We're definitely keeping this. So probably lead off with Braincomber. The reason for that being is that if our opponent takes this out, I'm fine with it. We get the Disturb shot. We have Whirler Virtuoso. Opponent goes Weary Prisoner. We go for the combo now. And if our opponent decides to do something, we can actually kick. Now, no, not much in the way of laid to rest. Okay. No, not under any real pressure, but the Surveil would be nice. Let's swing first. Oh, Tamiya's completion's perfect. Okay, these two are perfect. We'll keep those two. Okay, I suspected they had removal. Hey, Clinton! Thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing? My goodness, it's been a while. Well, let's see. I guess I could... I guess I could mess... I guess I could mess them up with this. Yeah, set them back to 0. There we go. And yeah, for those tuning in, we had a rocky start with our draft. Okay, opponent's going Tireless Hauler. So we got 7 mana. Might as well just cast the Brine Clover as well. I'm concerned that there might be a mass removal spell. Never mind, the opponent can see that. Yeah, our opponent was playing 1:1. Thankfully, our removal lined up there. So, not bad. We had a bit of a rocky start because we had to make adjustments. Also, a mulligan to 5 did not help us. We streamlined the deck more. We leaned it more towards blue-red. It's working much better at this point. Also, though hitting all your mana helps as well. Also, I forgot to pay attention if it affected our rank. It looks like it's supposed to affect your rank. Ugh, this is so sketchy. We kind of need one more land, and we're on the draw. So okay, I'll take the risk. We have a turn 2 Qatar Commando anyway. Healer's Hawk. Of course, it has to be Healer's Hawk. We can kind of lock it down for a turn, but if our opponent has success in Skirmisher, not bad. I might just drop the Skirmisher. Couldn't I just take trees? Take this tree. Let's see if we can. This actually feels really bad. Story Secret. Yeah, it's a life gain deck. I am inclined to trade, but I suspect there's a combat trick after this, so yeah, we'll just keep taking the things in the air for now. See what our opponent's follow up is. Wow, it really is all lifelink. Teshar kinda stops this. Wait, actually... I also don't mind trading one of our creatures because that does make Teshar live. Opponent is playing it safe though. Actually no, we'll pass. Yeah, I now want to hit Teshar. But our opponent clearly has something. So this will trigger Teshar. Greater Tanuki. Oh wait. Okay, we have an interesting plan here. Oh, reality chip also works too. Return to Qatar Commando. And nuke the Tanuki. Now we could also play this, but does this trigger what's it? No, it keeps triggering, so we can actually get it back again. Do I want to get that back or do I want to get something else back? Let's go for value. Yeah, we just keep getting things back. And yeah, tap this for good measure. Now I'm brokers initiate. Okay, well, looks like our opponent stalled out here. I am willing to trade network disruptor. Completion ruins it for our opponent. We have pledge mage also, so we want to save this. So now the interesting thing here is that we definitely want to chump block with our smaller creatures. Sure. We are actually missing mana, so that is an issue here. Like, I do want to be able to draw a card eventually. We'll lock our opponent down first. So at least we know we have some favorable blocks. Like, I can trade this off for this. We can chump block the Sacred Cat. I can give up the amplifier. Yeah, if our opponent just spends mana on that, I'm perfectly fine with that, because that doesn't really do anything. Now the Rafine's Guidance. Okay, so we could actually just sacrifice this to take that out, but that feels really bad. Pride Malkin, put the +1/+1. Oh, trample is going to be an issue here. So that is the combo our opponent is going for. Neat. I could... Now hold on, this is... Okay, so we can minimize the damage by sacking Qatar's Command. Or we could just trade these off now. We'll take 6 damage, which I'm kind of fine with. Because we can get our stuff back, they can't. Luminous Bonds. Oh, that could have actually gone badly for us. So let's see. So we could attack with this once. The problem is that we need to be able to, yeah. I'm actually okay giving up the reality chip, but we need to hold back other creatures. Because reality chip we can actually just get back. We know we have a showdown incoming. Master Skull. Return target artifact or enchantment. They're returning to Tanuki. Okay, not gonna get our mana's worth. Might as well play Gilgate here, since we want to have extra white mana. We also want to be able to snipe anything, like this Tanuki for instance, so... Yeah, Teshar getting stuff back to back is really brutal. I actually should have traded the Network Disruptor, though it's not really cast. Okay, so whenever he casts a spell... Sparring Regiment, Unfriendly Fire. I really want to cast the Unfriendly Fire, but I also want to get the 1-2 punch. Let's see. Creatures you control get plus... Hold on, +1/+1 in haste. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh wait, this is lethal. I almost missed that. But wow, Teshar paid off. Oh yeah, and we do gain rank. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so doing quite well here. All things considered. I am not liking this delay though. I'm actually very concerned. Is the connection really this bad? Oh my gosh, this might be an issue here. Yeah, look, I'm staring into the nothingness. It's a good thing we already won the game, so we got that part out of the way. Yeah, I'm going to have to refresh this, so give me a second. Yeah. Could be worse. I could have accidentally just not slammed really hard on the on my table here. Actually, I do need to probably reseat either the memory or the CPU, because it looks like one jarring hit, it causes the computer to go blue screen. So there is that issue as well. So something to keep in mind. Ay, 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 but why does the game hate me so much? Why can I do nothing else but moan and complain? Oh well, we'll see what we can do about this. Hi, boo, hi. I might be forced to. Well, at least tomorrow is a holiday here. Yeah, at least it's a working holiday. Okay, so we're back up. We're back. So yeah, nice. Got 2 wins, 1 loss off mulligan to 5. So, but it did teach us a bit that we could not go that. It's actually something that I keep insisting, but I needed to experience it firsthand. Anyway, super sketch. Like I could go sparring regimen, but nothing else. I gotta mulligan this. Okay, this is much more realistic. We can bin the butler here. It's either bin the butler or bin one of our lands, or even the evolving wilds. Actually, we're gonna bin one of our lands here. And we do have quite a bit of double blue. We have 1 double red card, but that is super late, and we can foretell it anyways to make it into a single red card. Also, doesn't seem like there's any yeah, it doesn't feel like there's any pressure to play reality chip right away. I'd much rather have the Braincomber than prepare to blink it. Oh yeah, if we don't disturb this right away, Teshar can help us keep getting the Braincomber back again. Oh wow. Well, it does have a Horde Robber. I think I'm in... Deals combat damage to a player. I feel incentivized to play reality chip, but we're gonna play the butler first. Yes, it's easy to remove. At least we get the removal spell out of the way. I could have played Braincomber with the expectation of just blocking, but we're gonna block anyway here. See what our opponent's follow-up is. Mind Leech Ghoul. They're not not exploiting it though. Okay. Oh wow, this is not looking good. We're about to be flooded. Seeing our inevitable demise is not usually one of the greatest things. Divination. Okay, at least our opponent is kinda on the slow train as well. That's a welcome sight though. Anyway, Braincomber. This is also treatery configure. So at least we got a Doomscar Titan that we can kind of slam. Let's see what our opponent has. This one returns it right away, so I could blink. So if our opponent were to say attack with this, I can. Annoying, but not the worst. Also, these two can't quite block, so yeah, these 2 cards. At least not the cards that we kind of want to keep getting back. Qatar Commando, kind of fine. Also helps that the Diregraph Ghoul is only a 3/4, so the Doomscar Titan can... Grisly Ritual destroys Reality Chip. Not an Exile though. So, well, can't protect that. Yeah, this is gonna be super slow boat. Yeah, losing Reality Chip was probably not the worst thing. Thought Erasure. Okay. Maybe our opponent can blank this, but well, at least we emptied it out. So yeah, there you go. Here. Have a look at my hand. Now, I probably did open myself up to a big board wipe now. Okay, thankfully that's not it. Though the Indestructible is going to be annoying. Could we just take the 4? I say we do just take the 4. And that's a good, very good scry. Chemistry's Insight, opponent just drawing cards, sure. No, I could have just blocked with the Doomscar Titan and be done with it, but I, for some reason, did not quite feel it. Graveyard Marshal. Ooh. Oh, it's from their graveyard. That's okay. Some good news there. I guess I'm willing to leave this up here. We don't, as I said, we don't have double. Now, I don't suspect our opponent has any more of these, but sometimes it's helpful to keep an extra card, especially if it doesn't really do anything. Let's see. Our opponent can just sink all of their mana in. I think I'm tired of chump blocking though, so we're gonna just block with this. Dude, if they have a combat trick, just get it out of the way. Serpentine Curve. 5/5. Now we're pod racing. Also, our opponent can start making even more tokens, so we got 5 damage now. Oh, they pitched a Ruin Crab. Oh, come on. That said, I'm surprised our opponent did not decide to make more tokens. So let's see, we're obviously... Oh, hold on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I really want to block this one. Yeah, let's block that. So down to 2. So we get to make a token again, but that's pretty much for blocking purposes. Also, our opponent has a full grip, so that might be an issue. Return some cards. Probably wants to cast that as a combat trick. I definitely want to cast this as a... Does our opponent have a fight effect? Well, not in these colors. Well, the Blight Priest. Do they have a way to gain life? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go for this now. If they have a counter spell, I'm so annoyed. Oh no, they did not think of it. And it's a good thing we drew this one and not the other one. We would have had to make a plan if we drew the other one, but, well, thank goodness we drew that one. Yeah, nervous laughter. I'll take it, I'll take it. Hey, so there you go, 3 wins so far. 1 loss at the very beginning. I was really about to lose hope on this one, but it looks like everything's coming up well. Ideally, we get at least 1 more win, so we're very close to our buy-in. Let's see. But yeah, I'm really liking this format. It's all over the place, but that's actually part of the charm. Now, as far as our blue lands are concerned, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically, we have 8 blue sources. 5 of them ETB tap. These are very late though, but this does not inspire confidence. Well, mulligan. Okay, we're definitely keeping this. Definitely want the Reaver. We can bin the Sphinx. We get a reshuffle anyway. Yeah, let's not reshuffle until we get more information. Opponent goes Novice Occultist. Well, it's not dying anytime soon. Yeah, I probably played this one. Take the hit. It's 1 point. Let's see what our opponent does. Territorial Hammer Skull. Tap target. Oh, basically the worst possible one. So, if our opponent's gonna tap our creature, we're gonna tap their creature first. So next turn, we kind of want at least 1 more mana for this, but I'm probably just playing Pledge Mage Wilds. Crossroads Candle Guide. Oh. Okay. I guess we get one of our white sources, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna take a bit of damage here. Opponent's gonna swing with these 2. Oh, do they have a Moment of Craving? Oh no, that's unfortunate timing. So we're gonna take 6. Based on this, I actually want to just kill the... Yeah, because the Candle Guide is fine. Yeah, let's build up our board a bit first. Opponent's deciding how. I'm probably just gonna chump with the Brindcomber. They're kind of expecting me to do that. Do they have even more removal? It'll be annoying, but it's not unreasonable. Oh wait, our next card is Light Up the Night, so... Okay, that's the expected one. Yeah, so we're going to have to give him the Scry. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because this is 1, 2, 3. X equals 3. No, x equals 3 just to take this out. Then we can foretell this. Yeah, let's just do this one. Does our opponent have a... do they have one of those tricks where the creature dies and comes back? Yeah, Valkyrie Rebirth. At least it costs them life. So we'll take that as a minor victory. But wow, it is definitely going their way here. Yeah, they're trying quite. We probably have to cast this search party captain. Wow, they're so streamlined. I'm so envious. Here's our mana. Yep, unbelievable. They had everything. What the hey? Yeah, that's definitely a concede. We were so far behind already at that point. I should have probably killed it earlier. Who would have thought that they would have drawn into so many cards? So not looking so great for us. We definitely want at least one more win. But sometimes it doesn't pan out. Sometimes you just draw the nut deck where and it's not just the nut deck, but you happen to draw everything you need. Like every card our opponent played was not meaningless. They all lined up. At that point, you know what? You're fated to win. We'll move on. Yeah, that was so annoying. Like even if I went over that, take up the shield gives indestructible, so no hope on that end. Yeah. Okay, so this one we're willing to keep here. We don't have the white mana, but we don't necessarily need. But we know that's our splash color, so we don't need it that early. I think our earliest white card is just Qatar Commando, make or break there. But we have a good number of 3-drops to play, so we can go for that. Also, is this the same opponent we played a while ago? Anyway, we need 2 or more, so I will not be surprised if this is the same opponent. And this is Trespasser's Curse. Anyway, we did hit our white mana, so we might as well play it now. I might as well play this. Get as much damage down as possible. Already disincentivizes her. Oh wait, this is mono black. Marauding Blight Priest. And so there's the chain. So we're pretty much gonna just be playing tempo creatures since we've already beaten our opponent's tempo slightly here. Sign in Blood. Ooh, you want to be gaining life. You don't want, well... I think our opponent does have something. Well, it's okay if they do. Also, 2 mana can beat any number of removal spells, so you might as well let that happen. We'll play the Sphinx. Okay, let's see what you scribe. Definitely want to command the Storm and the Key to Amplifier. Yeah, we'll leave both on top. See, I expected our opponent to have one of those 2 mana kill spells. That had... I think our opponent might be... It doesn't feel like our opponent's missing mana. Okay. So that slows us down a bit. We can't let this untap though. But so we're using G2 Amplifier because there are ways to prevent destruction, but it will not prevent a bounce. And it will also nuke the cartouche likewise. Death Baron. Not gonna save them from the Cloud Redistricts. Yeah, opponent saw it. I think our opponent just went mono black. I like the idea, but our opponent did not exactly get the chain going. They did slow down a lot. The turn 4 Sign in Blood really felt bad. And when your biggest creature is a 3/3 for 5 mana, opponent probably was better off actually trying to flash it. Actually, then again, it would have been very sus. I would probably have expected something. No, not necessarily. I might have expected someone who's stuck on mana. So that would have been a possibility too. Okay, Network Disruptor doesn't help us. We need one more mana for everything else. I'm tempted to keep this, but honestly, we should mulligan. Okay, this is definitely a keep. We binned the Watcher. Now, Network Disruptor by itself, it's pretty much just a 1/1 flyer, incidentally tapping stuff. So there's no rush for us to play this. It combos really nicely with Teshar though. We got the Teshar chain going in one game. It was so glorious. Opponent's actually playing the blue-black-red deck. So we definitely want to save Teshar and Network Disruptor, preferably on the same turn, because this is a cast trigger. Actually, my heart skipped a beat there. I thought our opponent had a Syncopate. But they definitely have a response. So we're definitely gonna Evolving Wilds, crack for another blue mana, probably start swinging. We don't, again, we want to get the 1/2 chain. Oh, opponent playing 4 color. This is an artifact, right? Yeah, it's an artifact. Yeah. You know what? Let's not waste our opponent's time. So let's see if our opponent plays another artifact, Riverwise Augur. Okay, not quite there. I will offer this. Let's see if our Teshar to buy back Priest of Ancient Lore is also busted. Now note that we have to cast the spell, so Whirler Virtuoso does not trigger. It's still quite good though. It's still 2 creatures and it's still 3 mana, 3/4 and 2 creatures, I guess. Riverwise Augur doing a Brainstorm impersonation, really decent. Yeah, we're definitely gonna swing with Priest of Ancient Lore. Then surprise them with Teshar. Well, we can also do the Unfriendly Fire, but let's save that for whatever big creature they actually have. Yes, they blocked. So now we can do unfriendly fire and go from there. Our opponent probably kills Teshar, which I would not be surprised. But we did get our value off already, which is why I held up. Which is why I really made sure to hold off, especially since we know we have the network disruptor. Opponent definitely has an answer to one of these cards. At 4 mana, especially when you're splashing black, ooh. Well, that definitely not going for the long game. Let's see what our... They definitely have the draw discard with something in mind. In fact, the Surveil also helps. Probably some sort of reanimator, though nothing to reanimate. Very poor reanimation targets. Consigned to the pit. Well, that ends our combo, so we might as well just nuke this, I guess. Command the Storm Fog. Now there's no Sorcery Rider here, so no reason to activate it right away. Now let's hope our opponent does not drop a creature with more than 5 toughness, otherwise the Command Storm's really awkward. Though our opponent's playing green, so it's probably already awkward. Yeah, we lost our engine, but our opponents, we spent their entire turn to do it, so I'm actually fine with that. Opponent goes Sky Scanner, not okay. We definitely still holding on to Command the Storm. I am a bit nervous though. There could be some card discard, especially for opponent Aether Chaser. That's gonna be great. Though this is the one that makes a servo. So we're not swinging with this anymore. Let's keep the pressure on. Yeah. And to think this was one of our last cards. This was... Yeah, doing quite well if I may say so myself, but it's still not quite over yet. We did use up our direct damage spell, so we do have to punch through. And again, the condition is that we need to be able to... Death Sprout... Not quite the creature, so we can... Actually, even if they drop a creature, we can punch through for the win. If it's another burn spell, if it's another piece of removal, we can still punch through for the win. They are incentivized to attack, but that puts them in the same position, just one blocker. Key to Chronicler. Okay, so... Yep, same thing, only one. And then... And there we go. Wait. Yeah, that's it. They could have had a one-mana bounce spell. That would really be annoying, but yeah, we got through there. Woo! Liking it. Not bad. We got there. Solid game all throughout. And with that, I think that is our 5th win. So we definitely made up our buy-in. Let's see, everything else is gravy, but nothing wrong with gravy. I kind of like gravy. Actually, depends how it's made. Gravy made with liver, not so much. That's a really acquired taste. I think Jollibee gravy. Not the one for the chicken, not the one for the mushroom burger. The one for the mushroom burger is fine. But the one for the chicken, very solid. KFC gravy, it's a bit of an anomaly because here in the Philippines it's for the chicken. Over in other countries it's for the mashed potatoes. It's very different. But the one for the chicken, it's kind of a miss in my opinion. It feels very tepid. Okay, so most likely gonna play this as a land. Harvest-Tide Sentry. Yeah, we're probably gonna play this as a land. Also because we don't exactly have that many instants and sorceries. And drawing one of our unfriendly fires kind of de-incentivizes that. Also, ooh, this is gonna be a problem. I played the wrong card. Anyway, let's play the Brine Cobra. So the thing is, if our opponent has Coven, we can't block this anyway. We can block this though, so so they might, oh, they're actually letting it go. They might have a combat trick. Gaius might? Nope, they're just trading it. Okay. So this one's a problem, but it is an attack trigger, so let's see if our opponent has another awkward. We probably will not be able to block this again. Rapid bite. So we're probably, yeah, they're just going for the draw. Sky March. Oh wow, the combos just keep coming. We'll pass, but this is probably where it ends. Yeah, losing our creatures very early. The owlbear is actually kind of fine here. But we do need to take this out or else we're taking even more damage. I don't like the idea of leaving the Audacious Teeth, but there's no way around it. We're just gonna have to take the 4. Feels bad. Feels bad, man. Now, an interesting trick is that we can actually target this with Tamiyo's Completion. Why would I do that? But yeah, this is the downfall of this part. Well, we could still draw another land and we can do Pledge Mage into Storm Sculptor, which is really sad. Ideally, I draw into another regular creature. Yeah, the Trample's gonna kill us. We actually have to do this one because we won't necessarily have a flying blocker. But now we're down to 1. Yeah, it's probably over. I can cast this, but I don't think we have anything out for this. Well, there's our lands. But we won't be able to block these to save our lives. Okay. Well, it ends here, but you know what? We did get 5 wins, so I'm actually quite happy with this. I'm actually quite happy with the outcome of this draft. I can't complain too much about it. So there we go. Wish we could have gotten further, but hey, our buy-in plus, we'll take it. Let's be happy with what we have. And the packs we got: Ravnica, Terra, Zendikar, Kaldheim. Okay. Oh yeah, we only got 4 packs. That's right. So there you go. That's going to be it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Wildcard's always nice. Yeah, definitely liking this draft format. It is a bit of a tester, but it is, at least you know, you just have to rely, if you can rely on the fundamentals and look for even small synergies. If you can get those, then you're pretty much good. You should stand a chance with this one. I will say though that it requires a lot of card knowledge, because if you have to read through all the cards, you're going to run out of time. So that might be one of the weakest parts. But hey, I'll take 2 wildcards. Again, many thanks to all those who tuned in. Clinton Cleo Williams Jr., Philip Angibo, Jericho Ilagan, Joseph Timbal. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, liking and sharing. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care and do stay safe.